Meanwhile, Chairman of Parliament's Public Accounts Committee, James Kluje Aveji, says the absence of the Auditor General, who the President has directed to go on leave from the sitting of the committee, will not affect its work. He, however, insists the directive is out of place. And still in Parliament, the minority is backing calls by the Ghana Private Schools Association for a bailout so they can pay their teachers who have been home for the last 6 months. Deputy Ranking Member on the Education Committee, Dr. Clement Park, is asking government to apologize to the Private Schools Association for not seeking their inputs before deciding to postpone reopening of basic schools to next year. He says the situation is taking a toll on teachers in private schools and government has to intervene.
And we are not part of the decisions that informed the President's announcement. And I don't think that augurs well for us as a nation and for the educational sector, especially in this time where we all have to close ranks and move in unison. So the government and the President has disappointed stakeholders in the educational sector by not allowing them to proffer their opinions on the way forward. And I think for that, there ought to be an apology.
An apology to say what exactly?
Well, to apologize to them for indicating that they were going to be consulted and included, and their views were going to matter in decision making.
Okay.
Only for a decision to be made without consulting them and factoring in their various positions as would have been expected.
But as an educationist yourself, that final decision is in the interest of the country to the extent that students are to come back from January at the basic level because of COVID-19. If you are in decision-making position, would you have done anything different, or there's something you would have backed?
Well, my decision would have been based on a consultative process with stakeholders, and that is where the President is being faulted. Because if the committee that was set up by the minister at his behest was allowed to have done its work, I think that these issues would not have come to bear. So it is not about my personal preference, because the educational sector is a very big sector with various stakeholders. And given the circumstances that we find ourselves in, the best thing would have been to listen to everyone, to weigh whatever proposals that they had, and then reach a consensus about the way forward. In this case, even if government disagreed with the positions that the owners of private schools were going to make, I believe that by having access to also proffer their opinions, government would have had the opportunity to explain to them and justify why government thought that the path that it had chosen was the best option.
Residents